Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you, past midnight tonight for the Lorde Solar Power album review. And like I said, it's for Lorde's new album, Solar Power, and I just got a notification saying to update my Windows. So actually, after this review, I'm gonna turn in for the night because I'm getting a little tired. But I wanted to come at you for this review, and it is release date, the day of its release. So I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this Lorde Solar Power album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I actually enjoyed the first song. It was not too bad. There were some moments in the song I wasn't sure if I really liked, but for what it was going for, it was not that terrible. The title track, however, is still disappointing. I think it's the worst song on this album, in my opinion, and it could have done a lot better. But California was a decent song. Her voice in that song wasn't so bad. Lorde's voice. Um, but yeah, the production and Solar Power, the title track, was trying to explain in that it just didn't suit well over me. I just felt there were a lot of weak points in that song. A lot. The way Lorde's singing the song, and then that auto-tuned voice that came in, that special sound effect or whatever that came in that Solar Power song at the very end of the song, it just really ruined it for me. Stoned at the Nail Salon has grown on me a little more after repeated listens, and I don't hate it. I think it's not a bad song. It's not my favorite song, but it is what it is. It's probably one of the stronger tracks on the album. So is The Path. Fallen Fruit was decent. It just felt there were moments of dullness in certain points in the song, but nothing to the point where I really hated it. So to rate it, I'd give that a 4 out of 5. Um, Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. Decent song. Uh, she does this thing in the song where she's on the making an announcement or whatever at the very end of the song, and yeah, it's not bad. It's just I just don't know if I'm crazy about this song and the way it's performing. It's just not doing very well. The Man with the Axe was a pretty strong song. I quite enjoyed it. Dominoes was not too bad. Big Star was not too bad. So there's a few strong tracks on this album. Mood Ring was one of my, I guess, personal favorites on this album. Leader of a New Regime was probably the shortest song on this album. It's only like a minute and 33 seconds, I think. So it's not very long. Oceanic Feeling was a very long song, and it is the closing track to the regular edition, but didn't close the album out terrible. It closed it out with a sense of uh, hope for maybe her next album being better. But Helen of Troy, the deluxe edition track, was decent. I don't know if I was crazy about some of the melody changes in the song. Um, I wouldn't say there's melody changes. I would just say there's moments with the melody that kind of throw me off. And the way Lorde's singing the song, it just didn't grab my attention too much. Hold No Grudge was the final track on the deluxe edition. I believe that's for the Target exclusive edition. But yeah, Hold No Grudge was a pretty strong song, so another favorite of mine. Execution wise, this album was decent. It wasn't my favorite album this year, but it was probably one of the stronger albums this Friday. It's better than Lil Lotus's new crappy ass album. Um, and that's just my opinion. Uh, but yeah, you can go check out my Lil Lotus Air Boy album review if you want to. I kind of do rant in that video. Well, not to the point where I hated it. I just rant a tad bit. But yeah, overall, I think Lorde's Solar Power album was decent. Not the best thing I've heard this year, in my opinion, but it's it's something. Um, and the title track alone wasn't a great title track, to be honest. Uh, but everything else about the album, some of the regular tracks on here are not too bad, and some are fairly decent. So this isn't a bad executed album. It executes fine, but there are slight nitpicks with certain parts in the album that I don't know if I'm really digging. But for a score, I'm gonna give Lorde's new album Solar Power a 7 out of 10. This was decent. Not my favorite album, like I said, but uh, it's something to get us through another Friday, I guess you could say. Sorry, I popped my knuckle for a moment. It needed popping. But yeah, I just wanted to return to you for this album review just to see how it would perform too. And happy Friday to everyone if you're listening to this album already. And the Lil Lotus album, which I would recommend listening to this album more than the Lil Lotus album. This one is a little bit better. But not 100% better, but it's a little better than what I rated the Lil Lotus album. But definitely comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the new Lorde album, Solar Power, if you've heard it. And if you like this album review I made for you guys very late tonight, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I'm going to be returning to you for a lot of song reviews, and I might check out Between the Buried and Me as a new album or whatever they released. I don't know if I'll listen to it or not. I'm getting a little tired, so please forgive me on my yawning. I'm just getting ready to go to bed soon. But yeah, Lorde's new album was decent. I don't know if it's my favorite album this year, but I'd have to come back to this album a few more times just see where my loyalties lie with this record, and if it grows on me in time. But no, I'm still gonna feel the same way I did when I listened to Solar Power. I really don't like that song. It's one of her most disappointing songs of the year. But hey, there's hits and misses. This album wasn't a miss, but it did all right. So yeah, I'll return to you tomorrow morning for some track reviews. Like I said, it'll be for Bad Flowers' new song, Fuck Boy, which is kind of a funny title. Then it'll be for Asking Alexandria's new single, and also um some other tracks or whatever. I'll try looking into this Between the Buried and Me and review it when I can. But I don't know if I want to listen to it because I was only interested in these two albums and one of them failed. The other one didn't do so bad. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this album review for Lorde's Solar Power. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Definitely stay safe, take care, have a great rest of your Friday uh, morning and or whatever you may call it. And I'll see you tomorrow in my next reviews video. So I'll see you in the next video.